Hi, my name is Eliana Nakowitz, and I'm going to be talking to you guys today about 4-H. And it's one of my favorite topics because I'm slightly biased. I am a 4-H member, and I have been a 4-H member since second grade, which is the time that our county allows you to get in at. And so I've been a 4-H member for a while. And not only that, my mom is our local 4-H club's leader. I have held such offices since I've started as health and safety officer, as game leader, as for the last 3 years, including this year, I have been the local treasurer, and this year I'm the president of our 4-H club. So I know a lot about this topic, and so I hope I can give you some information that helps you learn more about it too. And so we're going to start with some of the basics of how the 4-H clubs started. Well, it started a long time ago. It was back in 1892 that first started, so before World War II. It really picked up in World War II, though, with all the fighting going on. They were encouraging the children to, grow your own garden, sell your beef, do all this, and we can send the supplies over to the troops. So that helped a lot. It wasn't officially the 4-H club at that time in 1892. It was just a club they started to help young rural boys, because in the city they did have the Boy Scouts more of. So out in the country they started the 4-H club to help the rural boys. And mention boys, it was only open for boys at the time. That didn't really stop the girls. They were sneaking in and signing up with their brothers' names. There was a lot. They got in. So the first 4-H pin that was an official emblem of the 4-H was a 4-leaf clover with an H on each of the leaves, and it was created by Jesse Shambug in 1910. Well, as the local clubs and all the clubs surrounding them started finding out about this pin, they adopted it as their national emblem, and hence the name. They got it from the 4 H's on the leaves of the clover, so the 4-H club. And that was done by 1912. They were calling it the 4-H club. And as the 4-H continued to grow, they allowed girls in. And so it was the first club that allowed both girls and boys at the same time to be equally in the club. Boy Scouts did not allow that at the time, so this was something new. They also started allowing in separate chapters African Americans and other such nationalities. So some of the founding fathers, or some of our nation's leaders that we wouldn't think about, were actually 4-H members, and some of those, I'm going to list off a couple, were Calvin Coolidge, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Harry Truman, Dwight Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, Richard Nixon, Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, George A.W. Bush, and Bill Clinton, to name a few. There was a lot of them in there at the time. They were some of the nation's leaders that were former 4-Hers, so we have a good history and a good past. Well, by the 1970s, it was broadening its goals to cover more than just the agricultural group. It was doing all different types of projects now. Some of the projects we now include are photography, health and safety, all kinds of stuff now. Well, one of the all-time hits, 4-H hit an all-time high about the 1970s, 1974 to be exact, as a result of one of the popular educational programs about nutrition. It was very popular at the time. It had similarities on TV at the time. There was a lot of stuff going on. And like I said, it was no longer really focusing on agriculture. It was doing a wide activity of things now. And so this is some of the stuff that's going on. Well, not only that, but if you're interested in involving your child in 4-H, that would be awesome. Because guess what? We have some awesome opportunities. Every year we go out as a volunteer group and we volunteer at local parks. Different states do different things. But we go and do that. So that gets volunteer hours for high school. It gets volunteer college credits. It gets all kinds of stuff. Not only that, but we have a chance for college scholarships, depending on points and things. So that's really awesome. So you can help your child earn college scholarships by doing 4-H. And all they got to do is have some fun, basically. And not only that, but it teaches leaderships, it teaches volunteering, it teaches responsibility, it teaches them how to lead a club, it tells them how to do book work, it teaches them life skills, it teaches them all kinds of amazing things. And so it would be such an opportunity to let your child do this. Scholarship opportunities, it teaches all kinds of stuff. I mean, some of the programs that we have are after school programs, college scholarships, all-stars, volunteering. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, there's really not a bad part of 4-H. And not only that, but when you're all done with this, you get to go to fair and show all your projects. And so it's a lot of fun. And I think you really should consider doing it and trying out for it. So, up to you. Thank you all so much. Have a great night.